Hello, my peeps. Welcome to day 21 of the 25 days to an organized craft room. I'm sitting down so we can, because what we're dealing with today is in this cabinet. But as soon as I went from photo to video, it zoomed in so much that now I'm just like, hi, let's look at the black door of this cabinet and not see what's going on. I gotta tell you, this is driving me nuts. And I tried to fix it when I first put the thing on. And this was a great cabinet. It came with instructions that said, like, turn this screw this way to make it go right or left. And I kept doing it and nothing would work. And then I realized I was only trying to adjust the top screw. And if I don't adjust the bottom screw, well, obviously it's not going to work. So that's one of those to-do list things that I will fix. But for today, I already forgot what we did yesterday. Oh, yes, the I can't speak. Mementos and nostalgia and stuff, which is up there. You'll get a better look when I'm not sitting on the floor. I got my son to put it back up last night after I went through everything, and he says, why did you take this down if you're just going to get me to put it back up again? I said, I got to check what's in it. He goes, oh, you do this like once a year. I thought, see, consistency. Okay, so today we've already covered what's at the bottom of my cabinet, which is the DSP. But today we're going to tackle all those little things, the little like giveaways you have or notebooks, or I seem to carry, save a lot of the cardboard. And I know at some point it'll come in handy, but at some point I probably should get rid of it. So I have what's in there. I have a little bit of tissue paper that I've saved from like kit boxes and stuff. It's usually the first thing I like pull out and put in the recycle, but I saved it just in case I needed it for certain crafts or anything. So I have to go through that. Now, when I got this was one of the new cabinets. This is the new cabinet actually that started it all in November. So when I got this cabinet, I have to do an adjustment here. When I got this cabinet, I was just putting stuff in. I don't know, can I switch and go this way? Let's see what happens. So when I got this cabinet, I was just putting in things that I had in the container I had and just put them in. Let's find a place to put them. But it really bothers me that they're not all even or like all the same. And Lord knows I got containers. So I also normally these containers would have this lid on them, and it's mostly, dust, and if you're carrying it so nothing falls out. But because this is in this cabinet, this is going to be fairly dust proof anyways. And I don't like because I almost always like seem to have my hands full, right? I like everything to be accessible one-handed. So I want to be able to get in here and get something without having to pull it out and take the lid off and put the lid somewhere and get it out. And I realize that's just me being like spoiled. But so my plan is to take the lids off these, and then down here at the back, there's room behind this little thing here. So I do like to, if I take the lids off, I do like to try to keep the lids with the containers. And I haven't actually tried this, but I'm pretty sure that, because these, sorry, as I like, these, the DSP containers don't go all the way back. So my plan is to do this left-handed, because who doesn't need a challenge? So I should be able to, I might have to pull those things out, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to slide these so that these are in the back behind this paper, so that they're close to the containers, but not in the way, and I'm not moving them constantly. So we have that. And then I do have, these containers come from the dollar store, Dollarama. And I think, I have a bunch more of them. I think they are like $2 or $3 each. They're not $1. I don't know. But I will tell you that I bought these containers because I wanted to do, and I have more of them in my class box. So if I'm doing 4 cards for like a class, and I'm taking the stuff with me, one of these bins per card is what I do, because I cut my cardstock lengthwise to make portrait cards. So an 8.5 by, nope, a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock will fit in here without getting bent. Plus the envelopes, plus little bits and pieces. I put the stamp set in there if it needs to be, if there's any ribbon or whatever that goes with it. And I can pop all of these in. And then it just so happens that I have a container that 4 of these fit into. So I put the 4 of them in the container, boom, that's the card stuff for the class. I have a different one of the same containers that is where all the tools and everything are. Maybe I'll give you a tour of the garage. Yeah, maybe. Like how the things are stored in there, just in case you're curious. But So I have a bunch of these containers, and once I found them, I thought, oh my god, these are the perfect size for so many things. So I have more of them, as you can see on the floor. So yeah, the idea that these are different annoys me. So I'm going to switch them all out so I have like 6 of the same containers. That's just a me thing. But the other thing is, so this one has like some little handouts and gifts. Oh yes, little key thingies that I made. So these are things like to hand out. They could be things, at one point I considered making these to sell, but so far I've just given them out as gifts. But at some point they could be. But these are, so like the different card layers and all the different sizes on them. Give those to team and customers. And so that's got to be, but I got to go look through there and see if there's anything in there and organize. And this is just kind of extras of things. Oh, and gifts. I bought the silicone mats as a gift the one time. These are old, but I do like the Stampin' scrub. And when they were first getting rid of the old model of it, they were selling extras, like so you could replace the inside thing. So I have a couple of those, which I'm good for life with my Stampin' scrubs because I've never had to replace them. The one I have is getting fairly worn, but you know. And then, like I said, I keep these for like crafts or chipboard or books or whatever I need those for. So that's one of those things. This was a very good book from, I want to say Vancouver. I will admit, I'm not generally a pink person, so walking around with a pink notebook doesn't do it for me, but this is such a good notebook. And sometimes I'm bad. I used to have a whole bunch more, but I started using them because this is such a good notebook. I got to make sure I use it for something good. It's like the really good box that you want to save, right? And then I have a bunch of other little ones. Some of these, at one point, Stampin' Up! Sold these ones. Love these little ones. I have these I use for a bunch of things. Those are just leftovers. These ones came from IKEA years ago. And then these ones are from the dollar store. And they're great little books. So they're to put like covers on them and make crafts out of them and stuff like that. So I have extras to do as either gifts or treats or whatever. So that box is pretty much sorted. And then I did have a bunch more of these, but at one point I was like, oh my god, they're overflowing. Excuse me, they're overflowing everywhere. I have to do something about it. So these are old embellishment containers and old, I'm trying to remember what this is from. Must have been ribbon or something. I kept that one because I was like, who knows? These things, so this is from the old twine. I have more of those. And then I keep these from my glue dots. Now there's 2 reasons I keep these, because they come in very handy for certain crafts, making my little hats, treat holders, making wreaths, all the, like, they're great for lots of stuff. But Stampin' Up! Used to roll their glue dots a different way, and they switched, and I don't like the way they roll them now. So anytime I open a brand new roll of glue dots, I will usually open it because I ran out, use one glue dot, and then go, ugh! And so I'll go get one of these empty ones, and I put the glue, like the tape, I put it on kind of the opposite of how it is, and I roll the entire roll of glue dots from one of these cardboard rolls to the other, because I don't like the way they are. And then I pull the little glue dots off the one I just got rid of and put it in here. So I always have a sort of a pile of these, but you'll notice, like in my craft, they all come in very handy. And then these are the old containers. We don't get a lot of stuff in these containers anymore, but I used to use these for the hats as well, and then I found that I just didn't have enough of them. But I keep them because they're good for certain things. If you bought the Advent calendar, I had some of, actually I think it might have just been the skinny ones, but I had some of the Advent. They came in the embellishments and the shaker stuff came in a little tiny bag, and the bags were jam-packed, like as much stuff as they could get in there. So I found them really hard to use because they were so full. So, and then this last one is that thing of you know what. So I've got, like, who knows what, I should say, not you know what. So I've got some wood. Actually, a lot of the stuff in here is wood. So I got the skewers for making like cake things and little banners and stuff. These were, the bigger ones were from something else that I was like throwing away the thing, but keeping the wood because you just never know. These I ended up getting extras of what I needed. I had such a hard time finding the rings. This was my, let's try to find rings to make wreaths and things. And then they came out with these. So which were like a fraction of the cost and so much nicer. I wish they had silver ones as well, because I'm more of a silver than a gold person, but whatever. These are still current, so these are just in here. And then these are just light up candles for putting in gifts and certain things. So I kind of have things organized. This one is too big. I did have an idea for putting the letter, oops, you can't see it. Putting the letters, let's go this way, welcome on this thing. I just haven't got around to trying it, but I happened to be at the dollar store the one day and it was like $2, so I have this. So this is the only thing that's going to really annoy me because it doesn't quite all the way fit in. But I'm going to switch out those bins for the 3 new ones. I'm going to double check all that other stuff. And we're going to go through all the odds and sods. Maybe that's what I should call them. The other ones were bits and pieces. These are odds and sods. So let's see how you make out. Any kid tips, let me know. All right, thanks peeps. Happy organizing.